So to get into talking about the problem, the opportunity, and what we have developed. So as you can tell from the introductions, Arka and I come from pretty different backgrounds, but we converged on a few key questions that really led us down the path of inventing Lydions, which we'll talk about. The first was, what is a company's data worth? And the second was, how can companies measure and monetize or realize the true value of enterprise data? So in 2018, we were led through these questions to inventing Lydions and the Lydion engine. Subsequently, that has led to all of the Lydion applications and use cases currently in the market that we'll discuss today. And so just to talk a bit about, again, the background and philosophy behind this. Companies and people generate data from their work and other activities. That data has a lot of value. We believe they should be able to own it, control it, price it, and use it in the same way that companies and people control and use money. So as an example of what we're talking about here, we can look at a large enterprise such as the grocery chain Kroger. So in 2020, Kroger had 138 billion of annual revenue. They gather data from all of their customer transactions, you know, like at the grocery store when you scan in your loyalty card number and similar. From that data they gathered, they only realized 100 million in revenue based on all of that data. Now, just to compare that to a company that is very focused on monetizing their data, or an application that's very focused on monetizing their data, we compare it to Google Maps. So Google Maps, with one customer alone, which is Uber, generates about $58 million in revenue yearly for use of their API. So that's quite a lot of revenue deriving from data. And extrapolating that to the latent potential of Kroger's data, we think they could be sitting on something between 14 billion and 35 billion of potential annual revenue from data-backed assets that currently are just sitting there and not deriving revenue or other utility for the company. So in summary, data producers, whether we're talking about Fortune 500 companies or we're talking about individual cell phone users, often don't really know what the true worth and value of their data is, or how to secure and control that data, how they can possibly use it to expand and create revenue streams or implement business solutions. So, you know, could you really imagine companies and people being in that same situation where they can't control or realize the utility of money or other valuable assets that they own? That would seem like a pretty preposterous question to raise. So if we can hold money and financial assets in defined, quantized accounts, and we can manage their utilization and investment, why can't we do the same with data? So Arka and I believe that actually we can do the same with data, and that has led us to the invention of Lydions and the development of the Lydion engine.